regular meeting of the governing board of the trustees of the Willits Unified School District is called to order at 4 o'clock. And roll call, please answer the affirmative if you're here. Mrs. Nunez?
Here.
Mrs. Lambridge?
Here.
Mr. Wilker?
Here.
Ms. Sidney?
Here.
And myself, Mrs. King, here. And so I'm asking if there are any changes to the agenda.
We had talked about pulling number 4 of the consent agenda and moving it till February.
All right, is there, do we vote on that?
You get a motion and a second.
Okay, can we get a motion, please, to do that?
I move that we move item 4 of the consent agenda to February.
I
Okay.
second it.
Okay,
And
all
then,
in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay then, so, we now move to, closed session. Closed session is called at 4:01 to discuss items listed under closed session on the agenda. Regular meeting of the Willits Unified School District reconvenes to open session at 5 o'clock. Please stand while our board clerk leads us in the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
So report out of closed session, was there any action or in closed session?
Both the classified and certificated leave of absence requests were approved.
Thank you. And for those of you that don't know, Aurora's filling in for Mark tonight because Mark's wife isn't well and he's in the Central Valley. So we're lucky to have Aurora. Okay, so governance norms. We agreed to act with dignity, to respect differences, to build trust, to work as a team, to engage the public, to focus on the success of every student, and to work together for the common good. All right then, so are there any informational presentations?
Student of the month for Sherwood Elementary School. Need your assistant? All right. We have.
My name is Anne Stephan, and I'm a second or third grade teacher at Sherwood Elementary School, and I would like to, I'm going to be honoring, filling in for Miss Savannah Norton today to honor her 5th grade student. I'll start with Amy Amelia Clark. So Amy Clark is in the 5th grade and is an exceptional student. Come on up, Amy. And let me tell you about this outstanding young lady. She is a delight to have in class. She is a skilled mathematician and an avid reader. She is a wonderful writer. Her sense of humor often shines in her writing. And Savannah says she frequently get a laugh out of her journal entries. She is very artistic and creates beautiful artwork. She is kind to her classmates and peers. She offers insightful comments in class discussions, and she is always willing to help me or her fellow students. She has a positive attitude and is an asset to our class and school community. Congratulations, Amy. And my student, my 3rd grade student, Emma Denby, also was chosen for this Outstanding Student of the Month Achievement Award. Unfortunately, Emma cannot be here tonight. Her family deeply regrets not being able to come. Her father is training to become a police officer. He's been in Santa Rosa 5 days a week, and the family is working around that busy new schedule. Emma Dendy exemplifies the qualities of hard work and dedication daily in my classroom. She approaches each task with enthusiasm and determination and always strives to do her best. Beyond her academic achievements, Emma is kind, respectful, and always willing to lend a helping hand to her classmates. Her commitment to learning and her cheerful attitude make her a valued member of our Sherwood School community. And congratulations, Emma, on this well-deserved recognition.
Right. Come on up, Heather. Right. I am so proud to recognize Heather as our Room 2 Student of Recognition. Heather brings so much joy and laughter to our classroom with her funny jokes and silly antics. Heather loves telling funny, true stories that always make everyone laugh, like the time she went snorkeling in Maui and saw a real-life reef shark, and she wasn't even scared. At recess, she loves working at our Sherwood School Loose Caboose kiosk, taking orders and serving up smiles to her friends. Heather approaches everything she does with determination and a positive attitude. She is a hard worker who is unafraid of a challenge and always gives her best effort in everything she does. We love how she encourages her friends, making sure everyone feels included and supported. There is not a kid at Sherwood School that would not consider Heather a good friend. Heather's kindness, hard work, and great attitude make her an awesome friend and a fantastic student. Yeah. Right here, Heather.
Right here, right in the middle, it's all
Right
easy.
easy. There we go.
Miss Anna, can you get in there too, just so I'm gonna say this.
Oh, let's go. Me too.
Yes. How about parents too? Get in there. Let's all get up in there.
You want to go right in the middle? Are you ready?
Go ahead, you can get in there. Get in there.
Get in there. Okay, everybody, and board members, we can see you too, so say cheese. All right, good job. Thank you. Thank you, Sherwood School. Okay, so right now we have communications from the unions, the superintendent, and the government board. So CSEA, you have a report for us today?
Heather's son's, sorry, turning 18, so she went to dinner with him. So she abandoned us. How dare her.
Okay, and how about WTA? Yes.
So, I do know Ms. Chavez, and she would never abandon anybody. It is her son's 18th birthday today. He did get to eat pizza, and he was able to attend 2 meetings at the same time, all in the same spot, in the wood shop, so there's an extra little bit of sawdust involved. Anyway, thank you for having me. My name is Brian Bowles. I'm the WTA president. Couple really important things to do right now. Coming down the pipe, we have 2 counseling positions that may be working their way forward through a large grant that Aurora Chavez has worked hard for. And so thank you, Ms. Chavez. Overwhelming support for it, especially more twisting those 2 FTEs into more socio type positions more than guidance counselors. We have 2 academic counselors at the high school right now. Daily, I have kids in my classroom, tiers, family, home life, you name it. It's all happening in real time, and I think that money would be much better spent that way. Another big issue with it is right now it looks like a 1 and a 0.8 position. Highly recommend from WTA that those are 2 1.0 positions, because it's really hard to get positions anyway when you sell it as a 0.8 and everybody else has opportunities to do a 1.0. direction to our admin, be proactive with what they know in their rules and laws of ed code. I think that's very pertinent and moving forward. I would also like the board to push administration to reach out to the community and help inform them and educate them of the laws and workings of ed code so that we don't run into any negative situations in the future. Really excited about our sports programs. Girls are doing really good. They're currently undefeated in League of Varsity Girls. We had one loss last night with the JVs, and boys were one shot away from winning their last game. Boys wrestling is doing well, girls wrestling is doing well. They're heading to the biggest tournament in the state of California tomorrow, the girls are, in Napa. The biggest match, or biggest tournament we have so far, turnout, is 67 kids in one weight class, which normally it's 16. So people come from Nevada, Washington, Oregon, Nevada, all come to this tournament to compete there. So it's a really a prestige tournament. We have one girl who's a returning state qualifier. She took Colton State. She'll be wrestling there. She's seated in the top 4. We have 5 other girls that are returning section placers. They're looking to improve their seed in section to go on the state, and this is a big tournament for them. We've got a whole van load of kids going up to Eureka. We're going to be wrestling there JV tomorrow, varsity on Saturday. We're doing a small tour after the JV tournament, and we get to watch Humboldt State wrestle their first home dual meet in 20 years. They have a D2 program that started again this year, and so we get to bring our wrestlers to watch where they'll be headed. One of our wrestlers from last year is a walk-on that team, Deion Smith, and wrestling with them. Not breaking the lineup, but wrestling with them. So it's a lot of nice kind of full circle stuff that's occurring right now with our sports programs, and I'm excited to see them still flourishing. We need more vans, or we need more ways to get them figured out from a sports point of view. What's that? Private plane. I don't know, it's always awkward to be able to see St. Helena come here with their wine tour buses. And then we're scrambling for vans. But we're making it happen, so I appreciate transportation for that. It's not a ding on them by any sort of imagination. So thank you all for what you do, and I'm excited about our kid who's graduating, so I'm going to thank April again for your work in Sober Grad. We had a lot of crazy stuff happen on New Year's in our community, not just with our kids, but it reminded me of how important Sober Grad is. So thank you. Thank you, Vince.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
So Aurora, would you like to do the superintendent's report?
Okay.
Can I just ask, are we still doing public comment or no?
We haven't had public comment.
Okay, I thought it was at the beginning, so.
Okay, so here's a letter from work. It says, "Hello, WUSD family. I hope that you had a great first week of school. Unfortunately, I am obviously not present this evening due to a pressing family issue. I am in consistent contact with site leaderships, the district office, the board, and Aurora. I will be back soon, and I wanted to thank you all for your efforts. Congratulations to all of our winter sports students, athletes. This week, first weeks back from extended breaks for everyone are always a little chaotic, but I have no doubt that all of our quality WUSD family and staff will find their way and take care of each other and our students." That was from Mark.
And do you have anything to add?
Yes, I do. Okay. So, this is actually directed to you guys. Dear esteemed members of the school board, I just want to express my deepest gratitude for the remarkable work that you guys do for our schools, our students, and our community. Especially during this time, it's this January, and it's School Board Appreciation Month, so I wanted to take this opportunity to thank you publicly. As both an employee and a parent, I have seen firsthand the profound impact of your dedication. You are champions for our children, advocates for our teachers, and steadfast supporters of families. Your leadership, thoughtful decision-making, and tireless commitment shape brighter futures and inspire us all. Your passion and unwavering dedication make our schools places where students can thrive, teachers can grow, and families feel valued. That's very important for all of us to come together. It does really take a village. Because of your care, vision, we are proud to, my family and I are proud to call this our home. Thank you for your service, compassion, and the difference that you make every day. We are profoundly grateful for all that you do. In addition, I would like to take this opportunity to give you an update in regards to the incredible work and professional development that our teachers have been engaged in recently. Our K-3 teachers are going on for it's almost like a 1.5 year training, depending on the pacing, how it gets adjusted, but they're working on evidence-based strategies to strengthen literacy instruction, and their next session is coming up on the 25th or 26th of this month, and that takes a lot of time away from their own lives and home and family, so thank you guys for doing that. The training itself is letters training. We have a great number across all grade levels that have worked with their professional learning teams and within their departments or grade levels. They're working on refining the standards, working on their CFAs, and identifying the different areas that our kids need additional support. Our high school staff that we have been working quite a bit in putting together presentations for our students. We have our 8th graders going over to the high school. Thank you, Mr. Bowles. You're part of that as well. Thank you guys for putting that on. We're also having a parent workshop so that parents know what their kids are signing up for before the kids register. So we're doing it at the high school, at the middle school, and with parents. Kids have already done their interest inventories per expiration, and so hopefully they'll make a better informed choice in what CTE pathways and electives and things that they choose. And last but not least, I just wanted to say thank you to the teachers. We have 2 sitting up here. Oh no, not for this. He didn't do this one.
We're taking credit. Come on, we're middle school. We're taking credit for it.
Thank you for participating in the new teacher / mentor workshops. Thank you for supporting Bechtel Grove staff and with the time that you guys have spent. And it's ongoing. It's once a month that we're doing these workshops for teachers, and it's more of the daily thing, that the daily skills and challenges that our new teachers are faced with. So thank you both for participating and being such good examples and sharing your skills with everybody. So anyways, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Aurora. And we have our student board representative. We're so glad to have our student board representative back, and she does a wonderful job, and I'd like to hear her. And then when the break comes up, you can leave. I know you've probably got homework to do.
All right, thank you so much. Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Esperanza Sanchez, and I'm currently sitting in for our school board representative. As you all know, there were some difficulties with scheduling and availability with our first school board rep being able to attend the meetings. I'd like to apologize on behalf of the Willits High School leadership class. We are currently holding elections for a new school board rep tomorrow and should have no more issues from here on out. I'd like to give you a quick breakdown of our past events. Leadership has been doing a lot this school year and still have a lot planned. We started the year with a freshman orientation the week before school started. Leadership led the freshman class on a tour. Students got to meet their teachers and learn about important information that was needed to be successful. Homecoming was a success with each of the classmates working on their floats all around the theme movies. Juniors were the winning class with their country float. Moving on to the winter trimester, Hot Winners Night brought in a crowd, and leadership and staff made 7 different delicious soups. And for our upcoming events, we have prom coming up on May 30th at the Brook Trails Lodge. And the senior class trip is planned to be at the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Classes have different fundraisers coming up. Sophomores will be selling Valentine brands at lunch and hosting a bake sale both at lunch and Safeway February 2. Juniors are working on hosting a cornhole tournament fundraiser. And seniors will be selling flowers for Valentine's Day. Seniors are also planning on hosting a drive-in movie night fundraiser. So this was just a basic rundown of what we've had going on at WHS. Once again, we apologize for not having a student board rep for the past meetings. We hope to elect someone tomorrow. So
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm so glad to have you. Okay, so now we'll hear from the board members. We'll start with Ms. Sipney.
Who's finishing? There's the table's divided.
Oh,
Anyway, I'm looking forward to this coming semester starting again and getting to the, when we had our meeting last time, we picked the schools that we're gonna work with, so I'm gonna do with the high school. And I've been looking at the artwork that's at the high school that the kids have been learning, and it's absolutely amazing. It's almost, it's breathtaking, a lot of it. So they're learning a whole lot of stuff. Other than that, not a whole lot. Looking forward to this, getting out of the house and doing things and working with the kids again, working on the cultural studies stuff, and that's it, pretty much.
Mr. Wilker.
Okay, and hello everyone. Yeah, actually, again, it's been sort of quiet because, again, school was out for a good portion of the time that we were been around since the last board meeting. What I've been trying to do is basically kind of reintroduce myself to some of my former colleagues in my new role as board member. So it's not this is just today, in fact, I went back to Sanhedrin, which is actually the school where I started teaching many, many years ago, and got a chance to talk with Aurora on a number of topics, but also talk to other teachers there, and as well as Tony Cassidy, the counselor there. And also I went back to the high school, and again, didn't actually get a chance to talk to that many people, but had a chance to talk to Mr. Mansfield briefly over there in the back. And also, some of you may know, one of our teachers had been out on leave since the beginning of the year, and I was glad to see that he's now back and doing well. So I just want to kind of check in and just say hello to him as well. But yeah, so again, not particularly eventful, but what I'm hoping to do, and again, is we did sort of divvy up our school sites, and in addition to Sanhedrin and the high school, I agreed to kind of spend more time at Sherwood, and that's part because I've only been there once, and I've been to Willits for about 25 years. So I'm hoping to come up, sometime between the next board meeting and visit, and hopefully they'll break an axle on the drive up there. But yeah, again, that's kind of one thing that I plan for the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Lambert?
Well, before the break, I was able to attend the Christmas show at Brookside and the Christmas show at Foster. Amazing. Those kids worked so hard on learning everything. Miss Coughlin's class with the bells, and it was just such a great way to start my vacation. It was I love watching the kids when they work so hard on everything. They're such smiley, happy, there's no problems in the world. It's amazing. I got assigned to Blosser, which I meet with Margaret tomorrow, and we get to start working on me spending some more time with her, hanging out. I look forward to that. I did get a chance to attend the basketball games last night at high school. I did not get to stay for the senior or for the varsity boys, but it was an awesome game. I love watching them. My niece plays on the varsity. JV girls did awesome. The boys did great. The varsity girls, it was a battle. It was a great game. Always great to watch them work so hard on the court, and then afterwards be congratulating each other and let everything go as they walk off. So it's really great to see that. I look forward to just getting around
Mrs. Nunez?
Yes. Okay, well, I only have a couple of things this evening. One of them is, I owe Mr. Bowles an apology from last month. I said that we disagreed on some things that went on at Bethel Grove. And in fact, we didn't disagree. And so I'm truly sorry. He was absolutely correct. And what I was talking about was teachers taking on more students after the switches than before the switches at the site. And, you know, that, for me, that didn't look like things were going smoothly, okay? But that's not at all what he meant. And so I need to fix that, or I needed, it's done now, okay, I'm sorry. And the other thing is, there were some concerns with me about the inequities of some teachers getting less than they had before the switches. And I know those are all counseling nightmares, you know, if I do nothing else for the next couple of years, I will push for equality, more equity than equality, but nonetheless, as hard as I can push for that. So you'll hear some serious complaints if things don't modify themselves within the next month or so. I am happy to hear, however, that some modifications are occurring. There will be some outside organizations looking into situations that are a concern not only to the communities, but to our community, but also to some of our school sites. And that's not to imply that the people who can make investigations or study issues are not trustworthy. It merely means that all parties can feel a little more comfortable when they know that the people have nothing to gain or win or lose or fail at if they are not connected to the issue in any way. And that fits right into my equity plan for the world. Also, basketball's varsity game I did get to watch with the boys, and they were beyond outstanding. I was really impressed that they could be 2 points behind and then 2 points ahead and back and forth all night until the very end where they were 2 points ahead. Not Willits, I'm sorry, it was Cal's, but we were 2 points ahead. But nonetheless, it's exciting to watch a game that goes back and forth and back and forth. And then I did want to say I went over to Bethel Grove for a variety of reasons, but in particular I wanted to see some classes, and I also wanted to see the cookie bar, and I also wanted to see an outstanding lunch. And I got to see all of that. So that was very fun. And I got to help some kids build some weird little ornaments for their Christmas trees. And that was the most fun because the frosting that decorated them was ever so tasty and just accidentally ended up all over my hands. And that's all. Okay.
That's it, thank you very much. And myself, I wanted to welcome Aurora and thank her for all the work that she's doing while Mark is gone, and I know that she's still doing her regular job as well as filling in for Mark, and I know they're in constant communication, and so I wanted to thank Aurora for her efforts. I want to thank the board majority for their support for me as president of the board. When I came onto the board 6 years ago, I had the pleasure of serving with 3 experienced board members, Bob Colby, Robert Chavez, and Alex Bowles. I learned a lot from the 3 of them as to how to be a good board member. I realized at some point in those first 2 years of my school board service that I just didn't want to be a board member. I wanted to be an effective board member. And I realized that to be an effective board member, I needed to be an informed board member, informed about the issues that came before the board, but also informed about what knowledge led to effectively fulfilling the role of a board member. To that end, I started to take multiple trainings offered by the California School Board Association, being awarded a Master's of Governance along the way. I continue to take advantage of opportunities to improve my understanding of the role of a board member, as well as being aware of the many issues that affect public education today. It is my hope that the current board will also strive to be informed so that they can be the most effective. I know that the current board majority are taking advantage of online board trainings offered by the Small School Districts Association. The training in December covered an overview of the California school board landscape and understanding your role. The training next week covers the 3 pillars of success: governance mindset, governance culture, and governance infrastructure. I also believe that most of the current board is also signed up to take the California School Board Association's 2025 Governor's Budget Proposal Breakdown, which is also to be presented next week. I have also enhanced my skills as a board member by participating in open-minded conversations with the 2 good superintendents that I've worked under for the longest time, Mark Westerberg and Mark Beebe. They have both taught me a lot. I hope everyone had a wonderful 2 weeks off, even though it was raining most of that time, but I still hope you had a wonderful 2 weeks off. And I thank you for all your continued efforts on behalf of the Willits Unified School District students. And my campus that I'm supposed to focus on is Bechtel Grove, and I have a meeting with Mr. Kinney set up for next Friday. So I'm hoping to find some way to be more present on campus. And I taught at Bechtel Grove for 10 years, so I know that age well, but I know things have changed a lot since I was at Bechtel Grove, so I'm really interested to see how things are going there. All right, and we now have a break, so for 5 minutes, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. So we're
I thought maybe you could, maybe not.
We're reconvening from the break, and we now have public comments. I believe there's a couple of public comments, and the time is 5:39. So we have some public comments, and I need to read this first. Members of the audience are invited to address the board at this time on each agenda or non-agenda item. The Ralph M. Brown Act and the Board Policy 9323 limits the governing board's ability to respond to comments on non-agendized matters at the time comments are made. If appropriate, the board may direct the superintendent to follow up on topics brought up in public comment. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker and 20 minutes per topic. So I believe we have a parent here and also somebody from the County Office of Education. Do you want to go first, because you're probably driving to Betsy Pike? Yes?
Sure, we can go first.
Okay, is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to introduce yourself? Hi, I'm Dr. Nicole O'Dell. I'm the Assistant Superintendent of Education Services at MCOE, my office.
And I'm Brooke Gamble. I am the Communications Director at MCOE. And we are here from MCOE on behalf of the organization to thank you for your service on School Board Recognition Week. Being a school board member is no small task. You have all of the heavy decision making and all of the preparation that you do and your unwavering commitment to students and to families and to schools. And it all happens behind the scenes. And yet the impact of everything that you're doing is seen in every classroom and in every student success story. So on behalf of MCOE, we just want to thank you for your work. We are deeply grateful for the advocacy you do to raise the bar for education in Mendocino County. And we look forward to partnership in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And they brought something for each board member, so when the board members leave, you can take your gift from MCOE.
Thank you.
All right, and please come up.
It's gonna be a hard act to follow if you've got cookies. Happy New Year, new board members and continuing board members. My name is Colby Friend, I know most of you. I'm here representing a growing group of concerned parents who would like to make changes to the hiring practices of Willits Unified School District as it regards to coaching. I'm not going to make a full presentation tonight. I just want to pass out a packet of information that I think would be informative for you to look over. And then I hope to come back the next meeting, I believe, is February 14th, Valentine's Day?
No, it would be the 13th.
13th, okay, good. And then we'll make a bigger presentation. I think we'll be showing a lot of support at that meeting too. But just suffice it to say, the current policy of the Willits Unified School District is to hire coaches with a preference of hiring Willits Unified School District employees first. I think regardless of qualifications as to whether they can coach the sport. And the parents that I'm representing and our group basically wants to change that to hire the best coach available, best coach in the community that's available. And so there's a way to do that, and it basically requires the board to lift up the qualifications for the coaches, which just makes sense anyway. We should have high quality coaches. Sports is very important to the kids, it's very important to their education, it's very important to their life. And I think it's actually very important, judging by the enthusiasm you all showed for the basketball game that you saw the other night, it's important to the whole community. So, in any case, like I said, I'm not going to make the whole presentation tonight, but I'm going to pass these out to you. Do you want to, Laura, would you like one?
Sure.
I'm going to keep this down here.
Thank you.
Some new information and some are repetitive. Yeah.
Thank you, Kobe.
Thank you, Cole.
Yeah, what do you need? Good.
Thank you, I love that shirt.
Thank you. Like I said, we'll be back and.
Kobe, I need a copy of that, please.
Okay, sure.
This is what you gave them?
Yep.
All of
Yeah, that's. if you wanna-
Oh, they're all different.
Yeah. All right, so if you guys read through that, I feel like you'll be informed, and I think you'll find it very interesting as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else that wishes to make a public comment? Yes, please.
Good evening, I'm Charlene Bretter, I'm the director of Willits Elementary Charter, and I'm here tonight just to invite everyone to a very exciting math movie. It's called Count It Out. It's going to be on February 22nd at the big charter school, and it's basically telling us about, like, people think of themselves as, I'm not a math person, but you wouldn't say I'm not a reading person. Like, we just accept this in our society, and then the consequences for ourselves are very big and grave. One of the points that the film makes, for example, is that a third of Americans will end up with diabetes or prediabetes in their life, but only 9% have the ability to deal with the math required to take care of themselves in that situation. So it's a really interesting movie. I'm excited that we can screen it, and I have little flyers over there to invite everyone.
What time does it start?
It's at 4 o'clock on February 22nd.
Thank you so much for informing us. Are there any other public comments? All right then, so we're now on to the consent agenda. Do I hear, I think I should say that the board, before closed session, made a change in the consent agenda and moved item number 4 to the February meeting. So item number 4 is no longer part of the consent agenda and has been moved to the February meeting. Okay, so do I hear a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Do I have a second? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right then, and then we go on to the action items. Let me find that one. So, the first action item is listed in the agenda is the approval of La Vida Charter School's annual report. So we have Anne from La Vida Charter School.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Ann Kelly, the director of Willits Charter School, and this is Cynthia Reiser Jevons, who's been on the board for over a decade. We kind of stopped counting. And we don't really have a presentation. I'm happy to answer questions. Are there questions about the report? Okay. We're really happy to be sort of on the upswing. Doesn't always work that way, but things are improving, and the student scores, and the big thing for us is that the families are engaged in the weekly check-ins, which affects everything. So that means they're engaged in their curriculum, they're engaged in completing the program, and it has this kind of residual effect. So anyway, this is year 2 of that, and that feels really great. And so I'm bringing today, for anyone that's interested in Mendocino County history, our first Native American Studies class published this last year. So it was actually a story given to me by the actual author, but the students helped put the whole kind of thing together, helped design it, helped make the choices. So. And if you're not interested in Mendocino County history, please pass it on. You probably know somebody who's into it. And it's only $5 on Amazon. And I have a couple extra copies if anybody wants one.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's great stories, it's a great read, and it's from a time gone by. And it was, we have about 15% Native American population, and it really is a place of richness for our school. So.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you do. So our next item on the...
You need to vote.
Oh, I'm sorry, we need to vote. Thank you. So do I have somebody that moves that we accept the presentation?
I'll move that we accept the presentation.
I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so we'll move on to item E, which is approval of the school accountability report cards.
What about D?
I'm sorry, did I skip D?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I did, I apologize. D, consideration and approval of Willits Unified School District's initial proposal to CSEA Willits, chapter number 261 for contract negotiations. Would somebody like to move?
I'll make a motion
Okay.
that we approve the Willits Unified School District's initial proposal to CSEA Willits chapter for contract negotiations.
I second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? Okay, then, so then we go on to E, which is approval of the school accountability report cards. And, do I hear a motion to approve the, school accountability report card?
I move that we approve the school accountability report cards.
Thank you. And a second?
I second.
Okay. So, board discussion, any comments?
Actually, I did have one. Okay, again, this is, again, I wasn't, to be honest, very familiar with the information gathered in the accountability report cards, and having read through them the last couple of days, actually, that was a very useful kind of snapshot of student performance in the various school sites. And actually, it's one of the things I was kind of wondering about is actually, do school sites have a chance to actually go over the information? Because I thought I was actually kind of surprised by some of the information that was contained in reports. And I know that it's something that the district produces. My question was, do the administrators have a chance to sort of share that information with the staff?
The SARCs, the report cards are essentially comprised of information from a variety of committees. You have your school site council council that provides some information, you have your testing, you have your leadership, everything that, essentially you're sharing what you did the previous year, so all that information is for what has been done, and sharing that out, but that information, your safety plan as well has to be done with the committee as well, so this isn't essentially compiling all of them together.
Okay. Again, I would say, if people haven't, if people are interested in sort of a interesting, I think interesting and useful compilation of data for the district, I try to encourage people to come over them because, like I said, this is the first time for me, and so, like I said, it was surprising. I'll say it was surprising in some ways, not others.
We have some administrators in the audience. Do any of you have a comment about how you deal with the information for your school site on the school calendar report card? Yes.
Oh, sorry, there you're Bethany.
Okay.
A portion of the share with our school site council, as well as portions not in Lake, because as you know, it's a very lengthy document. It's shared out in faculty meetings as well as with, of course, staff. I will say no, not the entirety of it, but a good portion of it is shared out.
Okay. What does it guide, for example, does it guide instruction in some areas once you have variable test results?
I'm sorry, say
Okay, is it used, for example, for guiding instruction?
That's actually an emphasis of our site this year, is to be more data literate and data informed, so that is an emphasis of our site this year.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other administrator have anything to share?
I think it's probably pretty much the same story at all the sites,
Okay.
of how that's shared out. Nobody's gonna share it out in bulk, because it's a lot
Yeah,
to go over, but there's, like Aurora gave a very good synopsis of how that's developed and how it's gonna share it out throughout the year.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best, because that, be honest, it was a slog trying to get through. I mean, good one for each site, and I thought, my
Try writing one.
I will pass, but thank you, Joe.
I had quite a few questions and I sat down with Aurora and we went through them and it was very helpful. I appreciate your time and work. Any other comments from the board? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the SARC reports?
Make a motion to approve the SARC.
A second?
I second.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right then, so that's the end of our action items. And so number 15 is items for the next regular board agenda. Is there anything from the board in regards to something you'd like to see in the next board agenda?
Well, I learned I have to make phone
You always
calls.
have something on.
I always do, and today you all cashed in, I got it.
You heard her, she said no.
Okay.
At this moment in time.
If something pops up, you can always get a hold of the superintendent.
That's what I.
Okay, so we're adjourning at not quite 6 o'clock.
Motion?
Oh, I'm sorry.